Check it out.
Oh my god.
Just woke up. Not a bad place to wake up. We drove here. Elise says hi. At the beginning of the summer, I had a few weeks of free time, so I built something I've been wanting to do for a long time, ever since we got the car. You see that? It's a car bed. That's where we slept last night. Thing is pretty sweet. I swear, we do real camping sometimes too. This isn't really camping to us. This is just getting away, you know? So we've used the car bed a few times and we really like it, but I've got some ideas to rework it. So there might be a version 2 coming up. Maybe I'll make a video about that. But now we got to get back home and show you the progress on our apartment. It's looking really good. We got a lot to show you. So see you soon. Here's our main living space. Part 2, I guess, of video where we're showing our apartment transformation makeover thing. We're pretty happy about it. This is the first part that we have done. There are a few changes we're gonna make and I'll talk about those a little bit, but we have a nice finished space that feels like, you know, feels like home. So we really like it. For a while, this was all kind of a wasteland of plastic drop cloths and paint brushes and rollers and everything. We painted the walls white. They were kind of a beigeish, brownish color. That was nice in certain lights, at certain times of day. A lot of the times it just looked dark and kind of moody and not that great. So we painted it. We painted it all white. It turned out really well. This is the dining room. It's got a table, it's got chairs, because we knew that we'd have permanent sitting desks upstairs in our office, and we thought it would be nice to have a place to come stand and work every once in a while. So we got a high table, which we can use as a standing desk. With a desk, you kind of want your elbows to be like about 90 degrees. We've got more like a 120 situation here. It's not gonna work. We're planning on either buying or making things that we can put down, like a little, I don't know how to describe it. You can buy little riser things that you can put on your desk to make it a better, proper level. We have these nice benches. These aren't benches, we have these nice stools. It's kind of like a utility, very utility looking stool. It's like a work stool, you know? Like, it's kind of rugged, kind of, I don't know how to put it. Kind of floundering. And it works well because it makes it so that the furniture kind of matches the function. We could have just put a normal, more formal dining table here and still used it for work. That's what a lot of people do. But I think with the table and the stools like they are, it feels more like a work area, which is good because we use it more often as a work area. In fact, we haven't finished our office yet, so this is where we've been doing class so far, because class started last week? A week ago, sheesh. So it's worked really well for that. Obviously the walls are bare. We have a bunch of prints and things that we've accumulated over the years. We're excited to have nice walls to finally put them on, but the frames that we ordered to put those prints in so as to be able to put them on the wall got lost in the mail. So the walls are still bare. But that actually brings up a good point. This is an exciting viewer interaction moment. We really want your input on things to put on our walls. We want to always have beautiful art in our home. So what I want you to do is I want you to comment below your favorite artist, and we want it to be someone who is living and working today, right now. We want to be able to support people who are doing the hard work of making a living, making art. So drop your favorite artists below. We're gonna look through all of the suggestions and we will find a print that we really like and we're gonna buy it, ship it here, put it in a frame, put it on the wall. We'll do a little segment about that in a future video. We'll give you a shout out for suggesting a new artist that we'll come to love and enjoy. If that's you, if you're making art right now, we want shameless self-plugs. We'd love to see what you're doing, so put yourself you know, a link to your website or social media or something in the comments below, and we'll check it out. Please indulge us. And the table. I actually have some exciting plans for this table, some modifications that I'm gonna make. That will be a future video. I'm gonna keep that a surprise for now. Subscribe and you'll see when I release that video. So that's the dining work area. We're moving into the living room. Okay. No TV in here. If you've been following along, you know that that was one of the first things that we thought when we came in here. Where are we gonna put the TV? We ended up deciding there's no good place to put the TV. We're not gonna like it anywhere in here. And so we just didn't put it in here. We have it somewhere else in the apartment. And that's working great for us because now we have this nice sitting room that can just be focused on being a nice, cozy, lovely sitting room. When you have a TV, you tend to just focus everything on that TV. And then when you are in that space, it just feels right to be watching the TV. And sometimes you just want a space that you can sit, you can read, you can relax, you can be on your phone, which ends up being the case a lot of the time. But we really enjoy it. It's really nice to have a place where we really feel like we can come and relax. We've got 4 windows in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have tons of light. That's amazing. We're not used to that. Like I've mentioned, we had a basement apartment before this. We're not used to all of these big windows with all this beautiful light. We got some nice white curtains, so even when they're closed, they let a lot of light in, and it's wonderful. Still don't have anything on the walls over here either, but we do have a little bit from a favorite artist of ours, Caitlin Connolly, and we have a bigger print of hers that we're really excited to get framed and to put up somewhere. I'll drop a link to her website below so you can check her out. And then we have a nice little, this is an engagement picture 2 years ago. It's crazy. Furniture. So the couch is an IKEA couch. This was our first piece of big furniture that we bought when we got married. So we've had it for a little while now. Worked great in our last apartment, works even better here. It's a great couch. This chair is awesome. We've also had this chair for a little while, but this chair is Elise's, well, it used to be Elise's great-grandma's chair. I've never met her great-grandma. She passed away pretty shortly after Elise was born, but we have, you know, been able to inherit this beautiful chair. It works really well in the space. We love having it here. It's making Elise cry as I talk about it. Should I talk about the dye? So she was a tiny little woman from what I've heard, and she always dyed her hair. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like, this is where she would put her head, and there's like stain from hair dye, which is kind of cool. A lot of times we do put a blanket over it because it's not the, you know, most gorgeous looking stain in the world, but it's kind of fun to look at that and remember that this was a real person who had this chair, and now it's in our apartment, and we appreciate that so much. We did modify it a little bit, which some people might think that's kind of crazy because it's, you know, an old family heirloom and stuff like that, but it used to have this kind of like old school skirting around the bottom. It was fine, but didn't necessarily match the vibe. It was just kind of old school. So Elise did a really good job of actually like stapling some of that underneath and cutting some of it off. Works a little better in the space, makes it all feel a little more cohesive. This thing, it's time to talk about this poof. This poof was made entirely from scratch by Elise. She bought the furniture leg, she bought a big piece of particle board, some foam, and some fabric, some very poofy fabric. Amazing job, and it works really well. It's just a nice comfy footrest. So instead of having a coffee table, we have this footrest right now, which is great, and we love it. You can't use it unless your feet are very clean. Okay, last but not least, we get to talk about my babies. These shelves, they're kind of dividing this space from this space. Before it was just open right here and you could just walk through, and that makes sense if you've got a lot of people in the home and you know that you're gonna have times where there are people in the dining room and there are people in the living room and you want them to be able to kind of interact. For us, there's just 2 of us, and it just made sense to try to divide this space up a little bit, especially because we knew we wanted this to be more of a work area. It's nice to be able to separate that and to come in here to have that physical separation from the work that you're doing so you can relax a little better. I'm really proud of these shelves. This is the first woodworking project that I've ever done that was intended to look good. And they're just, you know, kind of crappy butt joints, not very difficult to do, but I'm really proud of how it turned out. I'm proud of the design. I think the way that I spaced the shelves out works really nicely. It's funny because we thought we had so many books before. It turns out we just didn't have a lot of shelf space, so any amount of books would make it look like we had a lot of books. Now it's kind of like, wow, we need a lot more books to be able to fill this up, but we like being able to see through a little bit. We like having the plants and other things here to space it out. Really happy about how it went. If you look closely, there's some weird things. There's still like tape on the wall, and you can see some like dried glue and stuff, and a few exposed nails that I need to cut off, but I'm really proud. It looks really nice. Oh, I think that's everything. I hope you like it. We like it, so if you don't like it, it actually doesn't matter that much because we're just gonna sit here anyways and enjoy it. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did like it, make sure you like the video because it's not that hard, and that's a good way of showing me that you appreciate this kind of content. Remember to comment with your favorite artist or with your own work. Hit the subscribe button, and if you want, you can hit the notification button too. It looks like a little bell. It's right next to the subscribe button. If you do that, it'll give you a notification. YouTube will send you a notification whenever I put one of these videos out. And when you do that, as always, I promise that I'm gonna do my best to make it so that you're excited whenever you see that notification. I'm gonna do my best to put out really high quality content. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, have a good one. Enjoy yourselves. See you later.